Ladies, gentlemen, creatures of all origins, my name is Devox, and welcome to Devox Plays Higurashi When They Cry. Higurashi When They Cry is a translated Japanese psychological horror visual novel, is I guess the best way I can describe it. It's currently available on Steam for a little over $5, so without further ado, let's start. And if you do see my mouse, I apologize, you can see me poke people in the face. Don't be sad, the world may not forgive you, but I do. Don't be sad, you may not forgive the world, but I forgive you. Tell me, what must I do to earn your forgiveness? Frederica Berncastel. I may butcher names. Just warning you here. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or organizations is what the fuck is that? The early summer of the 58th year of the Showa era. Oh. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as if I was trying to convince myself in such a silly, sobbing voice. And those tears making a mess of my face. That mechanical, repetitious sound finally stilled, and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud, and yet I felt as if I could hear her voice too. But that's not possible. She's no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion, because there was none to show. If she had tears to shed for me, then she didn't need to shed any for her. Then why, this pain, my eyes getting moist, why is this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough. At countless times I'd wandered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away. Except I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it alright to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind with her. Like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, just lift it up. And with every swing, forget a little more. That kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. I think we just murdered somebody. Perhaps I really did. Love you. Yep, I think we killed... Great intro! Oh, now I can click. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. I wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I've tried to ignore it. It has been a while since I'd last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there at least until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and multi-laned roads, the melodious cacophony of the crosswalk, even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only chirping of locusts and the babbling of the brooks, and the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness has begun to instill a sense of serenity. There is nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints, there aren't even vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, and no arcades. Dear God, that must be hell. Even the ice cream parlor would be unlikely. The nearest town has some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcade and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I had lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret it a little. Somebody is still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She apologized so much, she'll just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as irreparable mistake. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing even now. Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey, you, the one she's apologizing to. Why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Keiichi, we're almost there. Wake up. I was finally aroused by my nap by my father's prodding. Seemed like the train had reached its final stop. We spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window and the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, that they were even in the same era. From there, we took a car deeper into the mountains. Crossed where the dense forest encroaching on the mountains road suddenly opened up. Ooh, that's like a crazy. There, where I live now, Hinamizawa. Even though we were approaching summer, the mountain air was still a frigid bite. Although, in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far on the other side, so I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably up until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. Such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that, though. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. Blech! My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Blech! Fuck, that sounds nasty, though. Unlike my dad, who didn't know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. I'm glad you're happy, but... I'm so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. If I wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being so good. A full bowl of rice, or will have to be enough? Pile it up. First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with the egg. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickle. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning, that was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that was what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin. Isn't it about time you made up with Rena-chan? Hurry, hurry! Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Yay! Rena is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without a fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. But, well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Rena wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Please thank Rena-chan for the pickles! Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning! Well, hi there. Oh shit, what voice should I give her? Because I kind of want to give people voices. Or even different tones. Well, I guess we'll find out in the next episode. Like, favorite, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.